Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Win. It was on repeat.
The endless loop of the national anthem.
At least it's not the Canadian whatever.
We already did that.
We already did that. It was Canada Day the other day.
I know.
It's a song that makes you want to commit suicide. Oh, Canada.
That's why they drink so much.
So terrible.
That's exactly it.
Terrible hymn.
Just an ode. It was fighting words.
Just an ode to.
You pull that sweater over your head and start feeding it lunch.
The British motherland.
Not even mentions God,
which
true
is,
north,
which
strong and
England,
free,
which is England.
This is an interesting poke at him that I didn't realize would get him all feisty this morning.
Yeah. He's deep in his heart. Well, but look, you wait. I don't talk about Russia. If I start talking about Russia, then he starts wanting to fight.
Yeah.
Goes back to his basic roots. I like the backdrop, by the way.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. You like the shirt today, too?
We Dem boys. You know, like that. Yeah. I mean, look, I got to go.
Let everybody see that. That's my patriotic shirt today.
You may have to give us a little bit of a squat and a little bit of a zoom for our guest.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Ash, Brent, Independence Day show, because we won't be here tomorrow. Brent will be on his way to Free Mexico.
I am going to Free. There's Carter right there. There's our buddy Carter Castaneda right there. He's back.
He's back.
He needs a microphone.
He's got a microphone. He's going to speak.
We got to get you.
Yeah.
Right there.
Could be a busy show. Carter's here.
I
think we got some guests coming by, so looking forward to this. Brother Gary may do a flyby.
Trying to see. Well, I know for a fact we're going to have Chief Will Franklin's going to come in from the sheriff's office, and then I think
Erica Briggs
may come by. You don't know, right? No. You just don't know till it's kind of like, I'll see you there. And then you ever have that buddy at the golf course? It's like, yeah, I'll be there. Okay, 9:00. Yeah, I'll be there. And like 8:59, they come rolling it through the parking lot. Then they beat you on the front.
Yeah, 2 wheels, and then
come out of the car just
that's
cold.
Because you wasted them all on the driving range,
right? I'm all sweaty on the range. I never understand that about PGA Tour players. They go out there and hit, honestly, 150 balls before they play. They walk up on that first tee all crisp, no sweat.
None.
Makes no sense to me.
It doesn't need me either.
The Wade and Carter weather is brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerland Feed. For everything you need, there's Deerland Feed. It's 77 degrees in Victoria, and they're saying it's going to rain.
Yeah, I saw some scattered showers.
75% chance at 8:00, down to 20% by 11. 77 with a high of 90.
I hope it's 20% around 1.
Now, this weekend's a good time.
Get on the golf course. I don't know. We'll see.
It's another Flag Day. This weekend's a good time to be back on the 21-7-14 blend from Deerland Feed. Today is a great day.
Just go in and ask for the Wade and Carter blend. You don't have to know. You don't have to know the numbers.
No, just go in and say, I need that fertilizer they advertise on Wade and Carter. Yep. It'll change your yard. Let's take a quick one here. There's Carter. Carter, what's going on, buddy? That's his dad, Steven, on the side there. What's going on, my friend?
Nothing. Just wanted to come hang again.
That's nice. We like it. He's low maintenance, folks.
He is.
So few of our guests.
He's got to find a better shirt than that.
That's a nice shirt. That's UT, a little Texas football there. We like it.
You big Arch Manning fan?
I like it. He's a fifth grader. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Not yet. Not
Arch
yet. He's
Manning.
not. He hasn't
Who's
seen
that?
him play. He hasn't played enough to be a
That's right.
fan.
Who's Archie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He likes the long
Yeah, he likes
ones.
long ones. He just
Sweet.
hasn't seen enough Arch Manning yet. Daniel Wade White, first one in this morning on the podium. Let's see who else is in.
Jennifer Marsh. And I guarantee you they're like out of town, I think.
Mark Kurtz, Ricky King. There's your podium this morning. Greg Garcia, Will Vincent, Scott Tomko, Jordan Glass, Linda Chris, Bobby Leister, Lisa Poole, Stephanie Cotty slacking on the YouTubes this morning. Monty Howard, Tammy Keeling, Heather Stewart, Junior Samples, Jennifer Marr, David Glass, Judge Posey,
Welcome back,
Linda
Judge.
Hughes Garcia, Rena Scherer checking in, Sherry Jacobs, Michelle Hawkins, Justin Glass, Jay Dub,
Hello,
Andrew
J-Dub.
Alvarez, Scott Tomko. He says it's sprinkling in Northcrest this morning. Jeff Prosky, good to see you, sir. Good morning. Will Franklin says it's pouring up north. Up
That's-
north.
that's
Is that
Will's-
Alaska or is that Canada?
That's Will's way of saying I'm trying to get there.
Exactly.
You
Gonna
think
wait
he's got
till
the
it's-
lights on? You think he's going like full sheriff's office?
Scott Snow, Tammy Williams, Mom, good
Hi,
morning.
Mom, you better be
Hey,
packing.
look, the Victoria Symphony Orchestra is checking in this
There you
morning.
go.
Look at that.
Very nice.
Should have had them do the
The
national
whole
anthem
group,
this morning.
it sounded like it. Give them like a little snippet of that
Marvin
national anthem.
Mickish.
Hard to go wrong with that national anthem. You got to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I turned it down a little bit.
It's no because I don't take my cap.
Yeah, I know you don't want to take your cap off.
Whew. Stress. That's probably one of the first things you learn as an orchestra is the national anthem.
That or the original theme to Superman.
Tell the truth though, don't you? You be the guy that could go. Shh. That's the one. That's
That's
the
all
one
you
I
want.
could do.
Or the kettle drums.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You
There's
can
a little
do
kettle drum in there.
Shh. You could do that.
Andrew Alvarez asking if we're on tomorrow. No, we will be off tomorrow.
No, we're going to
It's-
take tomorrow off to
it is
celebrate the
yeah,
4th of
the
July.
national holiday.
Carter, you play any music? Are you like do y'all have band? Are you in band or anything? Nah.
Can Carter and I do the show tomorrow?
No.
No.
Carter could.
Neither of us would talk. It would
Wait.
be silence for an hour.
An
Oh,
hour-
for
an
sure.
hour
It'd be
of dead
terrible.
air.
People could tune in though for the hour of solitude.
We could just have a flag and
You'd have to make the flag wave.
right, not
You
a
could
problem.
Do that though.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
I have 6 of them already done.
I figure. Yeah, there's nothing quite like having Rain Man for a producer.
But it's riveting radio, let me tell you.
I'm an excellent driver. I'm an excellent. Dad, let me drive. It's definitely not my underwear.
Highest ratings on Magic ever for that hour.
10 minutes to Wapner. We welcome our guests on Magic 95.9. They are the foundation of the program. They are the mothership.
Absolutely.
People ask us often, why are you guys on the radio? Because radio is important.
It
We
is.
like radio. Now, we are putting a little pressure on Magic to hurry up and get us on the air in Corpus. Yeah, it's time for us to be on the radio in Corpus.
So let's listen to the Democrat nominee for mayor in New York City and where New York City is going to go, because this is
75% chance this guy wins.
yeah, he's spending time on this. Listen to Zoran Mamdani. This was yesterday.
Grocery prices are out of control. The cost of eggs and milk has skyrocketed. Some stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day, depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zohran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds from corporate supermarkets to city-owned grocery stores, whose mission is lower prices, not price gouging. These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
So there you go. No property taxes, no rent. The city's going to lose revenue.
I don't get that. I don't see how. Well, so I'm going to answer the question that I'm going to ask. How in a capitalist society can you have a competitor of an open market, HEB? How are you going to put a store next door that doesn't pay rent, doesn't have overhead, and isn't trying to make profit? Well, you can't do that in a capitalist society, but you can do it in a communist society until until there's with no profit motive, people get lazy. The next thing you know, I mean, it's been shown. Look at Russia. It's been shown that people just want to stay home and do nothing.
If anybody traveled to the former Soviet bloc before the wall came down, Czechoslovakia, Poland, you saw how disheartened the people were.
Yeah.
They were just
gray.
doing jobs. They had no joy. There was nothing in it for them. You might be a hard worker. The guy next to you might not be. You're still getting the same 2 pieces of cheese, a loaf of bread, and some moldy meat at the end of the day.
Carter says that's disgusting.
It
You
is
can speak up.
disgusting. That's what they stood in line for days for that stuff, Carter, back in Russia, the Soviet Union.
They had bread lines. Like, you couldn't just go to the store and buy. You were allotted so much bread a week. Like, your mom would have to go stand in line.
Yeah. Listen to this one more time, though.
It's not playing out.
Stores are even using dynamic pricing, jacking up the cost over the course of a day, depending on what they can get away with. It doesn't need to be this way. I'm Zahran Mamdani, and as mayor, I will create a network of city-owned grocery stores. It's like a public option for produce. We will redirect city funds.
We will redirect city funds. I'd like to know what city funds are going to corporate supermarkets now.
I can't imagine that there's any city funds going to corporate supermarkets now. But here's the deal. Young people are going to say, well, I have to make $200,000 a year to live in a 600 square foot apartment. So if he's going to come in and get me some free stuff, I'm going to vote for that guy.
Maybe move to Wichita. Take your job you're working from home and go live in Wichita.
Scott Tomko points out that Ash does know. So, hey, Jackie Parsons, I know you're listening out there.
She tuned in.
How often do I need to take that dime-sized glob of ivermectin? Because I did take a dot of it on my finger the other day, and
tastes terrible, doesn't it?
No, this was apple.
Oh,
it's horse medicine, so it wasn't great, but it kind of had a waxy. You remember those things they used to make, Commander, that were wax, but they were full of juice,
like soda bottle shape.
Yes, like that. You remember that kind of waxy on your tongue thing?
Well, because you had to bite the cap off them, right? Yeah,
correct.
And then that wax taste would never leave you.
That's the ivermectin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wax bottles. Yeah. He likes
that. Tells me a lot about you, Carter.
He chimes in about as often and just at one click higher intellect than the Commander.
Absolutely.
And which is way, way above, like, say, Junior.
Yeah. Good. I'm still above Junior.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're way above Junior.
Okay,
come on.
good.
Way above.
Yeah. There's Torrin Bales this morning. We're huge in Park City, Utah. Marina, good morning.
Junior points out that rationing can be the next thing. That's what's going to happen. They're going to get it in there and say, well, we have a government-run business, and the mayor's going to say, well, we're not making a profit here. The price of eggs has just got to go up, and we can't – if they don't at least cover the cost, which everybody knows government does nothing as efficient as the private sector. They may do things that we can't do. Like, I don't expect the private sector to take over and just handle all the roads. But at the same time, there's no doubt that it would be more efficient if the private sector did it.
I'd like to know what dynamic pricing is going on in New York City. It's been a few years since I've been there, but there were markets I shopped. I never saw prices change throughout the day or even from day to day. No. He's talking like what sports teams do when the Dodgers come to town, the Astros will charge a higher price than when the Colorado Rockies come to town because nobody wants to go see the Rockies, right? Or this weekend's going to be a bobblehead giveaway or something. So teams will jack the prices up. That's what he's talking about. Like during times of day, rush hour, at the end of the day, they're going to jack up all their prices. He's full of crap.
Yeah,
I've never seen it in New York. If somebody's been in New York more recently, Peter McNally, and you've seen this pricing, let me know if it exists. But I haven't seen it.
Linda Chris says something, and I think it's a perfectly legitimate position for an individual to take, and I'll get to the rest in a second. He hasn't ever run a business. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I hope Trump denationalizes him and kicks him out of the country. See, Linda, you and I can agree on that, but this guy's an American citizen, and at some point, you almost have to let the people of New York have what they want.
Yeah, you can't go denationalize somebody, because then what? Then they come after somebody like me.
No, because then the next thing you know, Trump is Hitler. That's the deal. Oh, we don't like these people. We're going to kick them out of our country.
I agree.
And Trump should not have said, which he did say the other day, I need to look into that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that his citizenship is legit. Donald, shut up.
He went through a vetting process that everybody else goes through.
He's an American citizen.
He's an idiot, but he's an
Okay.
American citizen.
But the people of New York are clearly idiotic.
Now, Wendy Garcia says, well, if New York wants the Marxist experience, they're well on their way. And you know what? If that's what they vote for and that's what they get, their city's going to turn back into the S-hole city it was in the 1970s until Giuliani came along and rescued it. Times Square is not the overblown shopping mall that it is today 40, 50 years ago.
No.
It was full of
Drug
sex
dealers.
shops, drugs, prostitution, X-rated shows. You did not want to go to you didn't venture off Broadway because Times Square was dangerous.
It was a Rolling Stones concert. Greg Garcia says the guy's a snake oil salesman. He does a plethora of fake accents depending on who he's talking
Well,
to.
that's just what the Democrats do.
That's what the Democrats do.
Hakeem Jeffries was full of that this morning.
Oh, if you've been monitoring what's going on in the House, which is very important, the House of Representatives right now, you've got Hakeem Jeffries is basically doing a filibuster, and literally, like, here's his cadence. I got my first job. I was a high school student, 15 years old.
I was
That's
messenger.
literally, I was a messenger. My parents, working class people, thought it was important that I work. And it just keeps going, you know. And at the end of the day, he says, I was told that as a student that my income wouldn't be taxed. You'll remember $3.35 an hour. And
minimum wage.
You know, he's just going to keep doing that
Yeah.
as long as Mike Johnson lets him.
Here's a couple of things with listening to the little bit that I could stand of Hakeem Jeffries
He's
this morning.
so dumb.
Two things that really stuck out at me is you got your first job and you were taxed as a student. You didn't fill out your W-2 very well, or the W-4, whichever one it is, because right there it says if you don't make over this much amount, you're not subject to withholding.
No,
So-
but you still have to, if you work, you know, very much, you still have to file a tax.
Yeah, I know you
return.
do, but they don't have to take anything off your check at that point. The other thing where I think he was full of crap is most people, when they talk about their first jobs, they talk about who they worked for, right?
Right. Like Kamala Harris. I got my first job at McDonald's.
Yeah.
She just lied, but at least she told you where she worked.
Exactly. I was a messenger. I delivered the mail. Well, you know what? You really didn't, because those messengers never delivered mail. They delivered things that the mail wouldn't deliver.
Right. Right. Documents and things.
Yeah.
But at any rate, he's just dragging it out. There you go, Jackie Parsons. I'm not a doctor, but for myself, once a month. If it works for her, it'll work for me.
There you go. But you're 2.5 times the size of Jackie Parsons, so you probably need to take a bigger dollop.
You
I
need
don't-
3 of the wax
I just
sodas.
don't know if I could ingest anymore.
Andy Rokovich asks, what do you do when someone lies? Well, if they lied on their citizenship application, then gone. Yeah.
Well, then you can kick them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I mean, okay. So are we leaving the door open that this guy, what's his name?
Mamdani?
Yeah, that he may have lied on his citizenship application? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, no.
No, he did. Yeah, Will Franklin, he does sound kind of like Jesse Jackson.
Andrew Alvarez says he's kind of doing his best to articulate and sound like Barack Obama.
That's part of it. That's what I was going to say. Part of it is he's just one click slower.
Have you noticed the optics too?
Oh,
in behind Hakeem
background,
Jeffries, there it's all a mix of
red and yellow,
yeah.
black and white. Well, very few white.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they've got the diversity in the background.
Yeah,
and you know that's
no
planned and staged.
There's no doubt,
because when one person leaves, another person of the exact same ethnicity went and sat down in their spot. There's Will Franklin checking in. John Anderson, good morning. Andy Rokovich, that's what he said. What, that he lied on a citizenship application? If Mamdani lied on it, then he needs to go. He's not a citizen. You falsely represented yourself.
and you can't run for mayor if you're not a citizen.
Could be interesting. I'm not familiar with all that, but I'm probably.
But the left will go nuts. The left yesterday talking about alligator Alcatraz and saying that they showed a picture of Auschwitz and a picture of this detention camp and said, look how similar they look. Well, that's because that's what a prison looks like.
They're calling this the big ugly bill because Trump called it the big beautiful bill. They're going to start calling that alligator Auschwitz instead of alligator Alcatraz. You watch, it'll be it's coming.
It's Carter waving at the
It's
crowd.
coming, folks. So Andrew Alvarez says he did lie on a citizen application.
Watch.
Specifically asked about
Commander,
supporting terrorist groups.
Wave at your public. There you have that one. Now, Carter, wave at your public. Wave at your public. Same thing, same thing. It's the same. Carter, you ever mess with computers? No, you should get over there with the commander and watch what he does. And you'll, at some point, he's a genius.
Might think it's pretty cool. You might not.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Commander thinks it's pretty cool.
We need to get a GoPro and just strap it to
Cody's
Riker
head.
the Wonder Dog and let him as he just roams around and checks everything out.
Christy Thurman says she's heard the big beautiful bill is incorporated into it. The federal government wanting to buy back public land and build federal housing on it. Says they're wanting to house about 20 million people. I remember Donald Trump saying this during his election campaigning, and I didn't recall this.
Do you mean this GoPro here in my hand, Brent? Would this one work?
That would work.
Okay. We don't have one.
That would work. Do you know?
But I don't know that we need to take public land and turn it into a federal housing project to try to address the housing shortage, the unaffordable housing epidemic. Let's stop some of the stupid regulations and requirements in building houses. I'm not talking about safety codes and things like that. But there's a lot of things that never used to exist red tape wise that cost a lot of money when building a house.
How much?
Lots of money. A lot of money.
I'll tell you, as we go through this deal, I reached out yesterday. I had a text conversation with Mark Longoria, chief of staff for Congressman Michael Cloud, and he said that the Senate bill does not. By the way, so the Senate bill continues taxpayer funded. What are you doing, son?
Nothing. I was thinking I could hit the right button and it didn't work.
Yeah, let's do it. Is it okay now if I talk about the bill?
Yeah.
Okay. The Senate bill still pays for taxpayer funded transgender surgeries for adults and minors. The Senate version doesn't fully get illegal aliens off of Medicaid, even though you've heard Hakeem Jeffries and others say there are no non-Americans on Medicaid. That's a lie. Doesn't fully get illegal aliens off Medicaid and allows illegal alien parents to open the new Trump accounts. It guts the repeal of the Green New Scam. and it adds hundreds of billions of dollars to the deficit. And this is why, at least on the surface, Congressman Cloud is against the bill. He's one of a very small group of folks who have defected from the give Trump whatever he wants camp. Which, by the way, until I got that communication from Mark Longoria, I had the same position that I had with House District 30 Representative Louderback, that if you've got a position, and let's just use school vouchers, and let's say that it's just split right down the middle. Half your constituents are for vouchers and half your constituents aren't. If you're going to irritate a large group of people, you might as well side with the governor. Well, why would you want to neuter yourself in the House to make a point that's it's still going to upset half the people? So it's one thing if it's 90-10, 90% of your constituents say, we don't want vouchers, and 10% say, you better vote with the governor. Well, then you can vote your conscience, if you will. But in Cloud's case, there are some very fundamental things that I believe. I've not spoken to the congressman, so I'm not speaking for him, nor was I instructed to speak for him. But I believe that Michael Cloud has some fundamental problems with what he views as his purpose in being in D.C. We've heard him say here numerous times, Democrats rush towards the fiscal cliff. Republicans merely walk towards that same cliff. So very important. So we'll see what comes of that. Let's take a quick break.
While you do that, I'm trying to find the five that are against it.
I've done this show many times by myself, and today you just happen to be standing here. Palace Bingo, July the 24th. We're going to get Carter Castaneda to come out there. He will sign autographs. If you want Carter's autograph, he can go to Palace Bingo. Yeah, he likes it. He wants to go play bingo. They won't let you collect the money, and they won't let you have the 2 free beers, but Uncle Ash and I will take care of it. We will take care of it. USA Concrete Coatings, 578 Home. Let Charlie Garcia and his team come out and give you a quote to sand it, seal it, stain it, paint it, level it up, seal the cracks, whatever you want done. They can do it. Veracruz Restaurant. It's post-Caldo Thursday. Yesterday was a huge day for Caldo. Did you hear Carter yawn during that information about the house? That was good. I like that. I like the honesty. I feel like Carter is somewhat the conscience of the program. Like there's people all over our listening area going, ugh, man, riveting radio. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Allen's your go-to tow-to.
Give Allen a call for all your towing needs. If you're stuck at the side of the road, even if you say you get a flat tire, they'll come out and help you change it if you don't know what you're doing.
There you go. Dollar Floor Store. Go by and see ceramic tile, luxury vinyl, waterproof tile you got that pool house. You don't want that floor you have to worry about. Get that shag carpet out of your bathroom. Nothing screams early 70s like that purple shag.
I'll be honest, until I moved down here, I've never seen carpet in a bathroom ever.
Well, the Canadians are very
smart
practical people.
We want to be able to
not be there.
We want to be able to easily clean up
right
after we throw up on the floor because we missed the toilet from our heavy drinking.
There you have it.
In the winter, because that's what we do.
Don't play into the stereotypes thinking you're funny, because that's what we all believe about Canadians. The chopping block, man, just go by. They're going to have big specials. It's July 4th. It's one of the biggest grilling weekends of the year
ever.
You need stuff for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you need a big old roast or something for Sunday.
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Go on by. Sunday fun day. That's what Carter says. Go by the chopping block today, and you can pick up a plate lunch. So there you go. White Trash Services and White Trash Site Services. BJ and Scott Nelson can help you have a trash-tastic day. If you're in the counties the surrounding, really any county, you can hear us, reach out to white trash and they'll come get your garbage.
They will.
So what do you got? You did a lot of research. You were searching.
I couldn't find, other than Thomas Massey of Kentucky, who the Republicans are now lining up to hate because he's turning into sort of the current Dr. No, Ron Paul.
Right.
And you know what? I don't hate Massey for standing up for what he believes in. I believe it's needed, and we probably need more of that in Washington, D.C., to be honest.
Right.
And
even
elsewhere.
if I don't believe what he believes, and I'm not even sure I understand exactly what he believes, but I'll say that I'm glad that he's voting his deal. There is some concern. You know, we have said here, don't let good be don't let great be the enemy of good. And there are a lot of us that we sure would like to see a continuation of Trump's 2017 tax cuts, but not at the expense of children having gender surgery. I mean, you know, you got to find a way. You got to find a balance.
Yeah, many conservatives expressed concerns over the bill's impact on the national debt.
Chief Franklin just walked in. I'm so glad he didn't just go bam and put Riker down. You know, I mean, usually, let's be fair, Riker is jet black. When something black runs at a law enforcement officer, it often gets at least tased. You got to admit it. He ran straight at the chief deputy. Although now that the chief is much more than a beat cop, you know, he's more admin. So he's much less likely to draw down, probably more likely to, now he wouldn't negotiate. If he thought, he would tase it at least.
Chip Roy, who's our neighboring representative, says that he's not for the bill because the Senate eliminated provisions that passed in the House version of the legislation, including what you talked about earlier, provisions to terminate the Green New Scam, as he calls it, and those subsidies.
Yeah, the Green New Scam. You can sit right over there on that other chair. You can take your chair with you because the chief will stand.
So, Senate cut Medicaid by more than $1 trillion. The House version cut it by $800 billion over the span of a decade.
All this span of a decade garbage. I don't know why they don't just say we're cutting that tomorrow. I mean, just cut it.
Yeah.
When you have a crisis in your home, can you imagine, any of you, can you imagine going to your spouse and saying, we've got to cut $500 a month out of our budget. But so that's $6,000 a year. We have to cut $60,000 out of our budget over the next 10 years. It sounds ominous. Just cut the $500 a month and let's go.
But they don't do that. Or can you imagine if you had to cut $500 a month and you spread that over 10 years?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on.
You'd be what, pennies a month at that point?
I got you a free pass. You don't have to duck, Chief.
No, but he's ducking. He's ducking anyway.
And Riker, the one, and now you will want to pull that up and talk close to the mic. He knows what he's. Yeah. Are you kidding me? He's a media pro. Yeah, bro. This guy, Commander's going to find him a deal. Yeah. So
you got to get right on, like we are, right on that.
Yeah,
microphone. That's the only thing.
Uncomfortably, inappropriately close.
I didn't know what was going on. I walked in and that throw rug came alive.
Yeah, it's an Afghan.
Yeah, that's.
And I appreciate you not dropping him in his tracks.
That's okay.
He's a good boy. He was just born in December, so he's growing.
He's doing something that we wish we all could do right now.
Oh yeah, man! If I could, I'd never leave the house.
Humping Brent's leg?
No, just cleaning his dinkle. So there's Chief Deputy Will Franklin. Right there's your camera, sir. And
good morning.
He is. To me, I mean, he's the right hand of Sheriff Justin Marr, and the two have been very close for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And I think you guys are a tremendous tandem. How can we help you today? You told me you had something on your heart. You want to talk about it? Come on in and tell us.
News. Sheriff Marr would love to be here, but as you mentioned earlier, they are on the road right now on a much-needed vacation. Something that's brand new with the sheriff's office. When Sheriff Marr took over, it's been 5 years ago now. That's hard to believe. We started looking at the Sheriff's Office Reserve Program. And for people that aren't familiar with what the Reserve Deputy Program is, is we have a cadre of deputy sheriffs. They're gun-toting, badge-wearing deputy sheriffs that may they have full-time vocations other places.
So wait, could they be like radio people?
They could be.
You know where I'm
But they're
going?
not. Yeah.
Right.
These are guys that come out, they augment the regular full-time guys. Like I said, they're deputy sheriffs. Sheriff Marr wanted to maybe take a different direction and really make a good solid hit in the community, be more community oriented with them. And under the leadership of guys like Tommy Teorina, who is one of I think he's the president of the reserve program, and Gary Chavez, they have came up with the idea. They've come up with the idea. They are a nonprofit, and this is the first year that we will be fundraising. I'm happy to say that the sheriff's office will be offering a community scholarship, a college scholarship to our local folks here in the community, the kids, folks that want to continue on with their education at Victoria College or U of H, which will soon be A&M.
Right.
So in that effort, what we're going to be doing is a fundraiser. The good folks at Atzenhofer are partnering with our reserve program to do a fantastic pork chop dinner.
They do.
Oh yeah, they do.
one.
That's a great meal.
That's going to happen on July the 14th at Atzenhofer, obviously. But July 7th, Monday, July the 7th from 8 to 11, some of our reserve guys are going to be at Tractor Supply selling tickets for the pork chop dinner. So I advocate folks go out there, $10 a ticket, and we sure would like to see some great participation in this. Doesn't benefit the sheriff's office. It benefits our community.
I tell you what, that meal, and Ash, you may remember the gentleman, the guy that does that.
He's amazing.
Is amazing. He can put 300 pork steaks or pork chops on a pit at a time. And then
That's crazy.
And then hang on, let's see.
And they taste like he's cooking them one at a time. This is one of the best $10 plates you'll ever get, and it's for a great cause. So,
hey, can you bear with us, Chief?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm making this phone call right here.
James Erickson, Mark Kurtz says, is the name.
Let's see.
The guy that does the
hang on, caller. Hang
So
on.
tickets are available on. They're going to be selling tickets to Tractor Supply. What day again?
It's going to be July the 7th from 8 to 11. And Ash also got 2 phone numbers to give out that you can contact. Tommy Teorina, you can contact him at 361-550-5416, or Gary Chavez at 361-648-8388.
Bluetooth.
And you can get with them and they will sell tickets for you.
All right. Stay with us, Chief.
Of course.
And the lunches will be on what day?
July 14th.
All right. So a week after the tickets are on sale.
Congressman, you there?
Hey, good morning to you.
Hello, folks. We're joined by Congressman Michael Cloud live from D.C. We were just talking about the bill, and I mentioned some points that you were concerned about, that I got from Mark Longoria about transgender surgery still being involved. It doesn't gut the Green New scam, and some other things that the mainstream media is not talking about. Do you have a word for your constituents? Because there's a bunch of them listening this morning, sir.
Yeah, well, we made a lot of progress yesterday, and to put it in context, a lot of people think we kind of waited around for a long time, but it was only 40 hours between when the Senate passed their version of the bill and when we passed the rule, or basically when we kind of got a decision point on this bill. And so right now we're still waiting for Hakeem to finish talking, and then
is that not just the worst? I'm so sorry. But when believe it or not, Ash and I literally listened. And if you just take Barack Obama's cadence and just, for lack of the right word, just retard it a little, you get Hakeem Jeffries. I was a 15-year-old high school student. And like, man, come on, Hakeem. I mean, he's just a waste of oxygen. You guys have been working hard, I'm sure. So did the president call you?
No, but myself and a few others met with him over at the White House yesterday, along with the vice president. a number of the staff a couple of questions that we had. Again, this just went past came out of the Senate just, a little more than a day ago. So we were trying to make sure, go through all the, dot the I's, cross the T's. Sometimes when you get into the wonky policy making, a word makes the difference.
Yes, sir.
On how it could be interpreted, on whether, this is a massive loophole in a program or something we can fix. And so we were sitting there, working through some issues with the administration. And then also met with, after that meeting, followed up with some of the staff, Russ Vogt and others, again, to talk through some of the numbers. Spent quite a bit of time with the speaker yesterday in the wee hours of the night. And then finally was able to get, everybody comfortable with where we were. And so, excited to see that this will be moving forward. It's not a perfect bill. Wish it did more. Still have some concerns, but we're going to be doing some things to continue to push back on that.
What are those major concerns that you have? Is it the spending cuts just not going far enough or deep enough?
Well, yeah, exactly. The things that are concerning about the bill are the things that we just could have gotten more of, right? It's like we wish we would have been able to get more spending or more spending reforms or more savings for the American people on these sort of things. It does turn the corner. It is the largest cut to mandatory spending that's ever passed Congress. So it's got some good things, but again, we're looking at $37 trillion of debt and wanting to make sure that we're not just doing what's right for this generation, but beginning to turn the corner on what it's going to take to make sure that this wonderful nation that we love endures for the next generation.
Do you feel that you're going to be able to manipulate and craft a bill that you can vote for?
I think we're pretty close. I mean, we had the rule, which is basically, everybody was looking at the motion to proceed in the Senate. So that would kind of be the equivalent in the House, was, just a couple hours ago. We had stayed up all night working on this, again, to get everybody to assuage everybody's concerns, to kind of figure out what needed to be done, and to get a good plan going forward on some other items too that we can talk about maybe even tomorrow or the like. But right now we're still waiting for the bill to be passed.
Well, we're visiting. Well, we're visiting with Congressman Michael Cloud, and we're so glad you took a moment to call. I mentioned that I was aware that you had some concerns, and I was very careful to say, hey, I'm not speaking for the congressman. I have not spoken to the congressman, but I just had a feeling that there were some key points that were really hanging, keeping you and several others from being on board. And I think the feedback we've gotten here is your constituency here, while sure, we all want to keep the tax cuts, we want you watching out for us and for our grandkids as we go. I mean, Sandra Helt just said, thank you, Michael Cloud, for your hard work.
Ricky King says there's been a lot of text messages and phone calls that he's received trying to get you to vote for the bill by calling your office.
Yeah.
So the lobbyists for the bill are out there.
What's funny about that is Michael has a lot of young people that work for him. And if you call his office right now, they go, Domino's, hold please. It's just, you're just treated as a wrong number. No, not really. No, sir, we know you're doing what's right. We know that, and we're not at all surprised that you're one of the last conservative holdouts saying that, I just can't vote for this the way it is. And God bless you for being strong and for holding to what you actually ran on. And I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you. And again, people say they want us to read the bill, and then sometimes it takes time to go through last minute changes that came out of the Senate.
Yeah. Well, when you get 40 hours to read a 940-page bill, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so some of it, we obviously we were looking at changes and everything, and then there's some concessions we were able to get so that that I think will some of the concerns we had, we'll be able to make up for it in other ways. I guess is what I'm saying. So,
can you put to
going
rest?
forward,
Can you put to rest the idea that elderly folks are going to get kicked out of their nursing home over Medicaid cuts?
Yeah. The thing about Medicaid, Lord, anytime you try to do any, first of all, let's start with the $37 trillion of debt, right? We're insolvent. What we're doing is not working. These programs, along with everything else, the dollar could collapse if we don't change course. And so that's the big thing that's top of mind as we evaluate everything going forward. This has to be a course correction for us. The things that we've assumed, the liberties that we've assumed, the prosperity we've assumed, for that to continue. And so we have to deal with these and bring reforms to these programs. Now, most people are shocked to find out that over 50% of people on Medicaid now, it's been expanded so much to the point that 50% of people on Medicaid, over 50%, are above the poverty line. So this goes well beyond, when you're thinking of the disabled or the vulnerable that the program was designed for. It gets expanded well beyond that. And then it's a program where there's a state and a federal cost share. So in most states, and the numbers change a little bit from every state, but ballpark numbers, for most states, for those people the program was designed for, the vulnerable, the federal government reimburses $1.30-ish for every dollar that the state spent. There was a massive expansion a few years ago that incentivized states to enroll able-bodied, single adult, no kids at home males that should be in the workforce. So, and right now there's those individuals who are on Medicaid in many of these states. For every dollar the state spends on that, the federal government's spending $9 a person.
Wow.
So those able-bodied work people who should be in the workforce are incentivized. The states are incentivized to the tune of 7 times more than the vulnerable to get them on the program. So we have a massive expansion of Medicaid, but they're for people that could be, and very likely the majority of should be in the workforce.
Amen.
Not to mention there's, illegal aliens are not supposed to be getting Medicaid tax dollars, but what happens is states are able to kind of launder money in a sense to where it is happening anyway. And so that was one of the other things that we were looking to get done in this bill, is to kind of button up some of those loopholes where that's happening. So this is all about the waste, fraud, and abuse in the Medicaid program. And of course, anytime you try to touch a program like that to fix it, in the political dynamic, truth is often the first casualty. And so you'll see these wild stories about what's being done. But really, this is about making sure that we preserve it. And
I think it's really interesting when listening to Hakeem Jeffries this morning and others last night on their sound bites. It's all this could do this. This might do this. There's no wills or woulds. It's coulds and mights. They're fear-mongering at their best because they don't know what's really going to happen when they talk about this. Well, this could result in 11 million people being kicked off Medicaid. Well, it could, but chances are if they're using the word could, it's not gonna.
I heard some Democrat numbers. They were trying to spread the fear and said that in the state of Texas, you could expect 1.6 million people to fall off of Medicaid. And I quickly said, well, if there's 32 million Texans, 1.6 is 5%. It just sounds like a really inflated unemployment number. It means that these people need to get a job. And I agree with what the congressman has said, that a lot of these folks are able-bodied people who ought to be working and at least have the accountability, sir, of reporting that you're attempting to find a job, as you do with unemployment and other benefits, instead of just laying up at the house on Medicaid. So I agree with you 100%. Adam Sugar asked, what are we calling the poverty line these days? What is the dollar amount that defines poverty?
Oh, did we lose the congressman?
Oh,
No.
you're asking me.
He went to sleep. No. What is the poverty line? Do you know, sir? What they say is the
I was looking at it the other day, and I don't have that chart in front of me. I could look it up real quick.
well, no. I just thought if so, what do you think today is
Yeah.
going to go like? Are we going to? Will the president sign a new law tomorrow?
There is one vote left to happen, and that is the passage of the bill. And as soon as Hakeem stops talking here, the speaker will have an opportunity to speak, which I think will probably be much shorter than Hakeem is speak. And then the bill will be passed. And my understanding is there'll be a signing ceremony almost immediately following. So it will be signed into law today. So.
Fantastic. Jonathan Williams says most of the things they are fear mongering, I'm like, yes, let's eliminate it. If it's not in the Constitution, it needs to go. The federal government needs to get out of the Medicaid business.
Amen.
So we don't disagree with that. Can you make that happen next week? I know you're busy. But that'd be great if you just got up there at your office building in the little rotunda there, and you just said, I'm proposing a bill today to eliminate Medicaid tomorrow, and just watch the whole DC Beltway melt down. Unbelievable. Well, we really appreciate your time. I know you've got to be tired, and I know you've got to be busy, but for you to take time to call home means a lot. I saw your bridge opened in Corpus.
The Corpus Bridge is open one way right now. After July 4th, they're going to open the other way. But it's a big bridge. I call it the big beautiful bridge.
Right. Now we've joked here about that when it was mired in controversy and when it was struggling to get done, and we would talk about your bridge, you would say, no, that's a TxDOT project. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't vote for it. I got nothing to do. And then when it got time to cut that ribbon, Congressman Cloud is here. We love that. And you have a great sense of humor about that. We appreciate it. Well, you guys have got big fish to fry. I think you're doing a tremendous job, and we're very, very fortunate to have you as our representative up there. So
thanks for taking the time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Tell Mark Longoria we said hi and keep up the great work.
Sounds good.
Call us afterwards.
Happy Independence Day.
Day.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Cloud.
Thank you, sir.
Congressman Michael Cloud joining us.
Bye-bye.
I really appreciate that.
There you go. So look, and by the way, and thanks, Chief, for staying. We weren't certain we were going to have the congressman on, but having that opportunity, folks, you guys are in for a treat because we will lose the Magic 95 audience at straight up 8:00, but we're going to let the show go till the show is done.
We're going to filibuster.
Yeah. I want to visit with the chief. So remind folks now, July the 14th.
July the 14th is the actual lunch, the dinner at Atzenhofer. That's when you can pick up the plates.
You just drive through and pick it up. It's a well-oiled machine.
It's very effective.
And do you need to have your tickets purchased before that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Judging by other pork chop plate fundraisers that they've done, if you don't get your ticket in advance, you won't get one.
They only make so
event.
many.
Yeah.
One of the things I would point people to is the sheriff's office Facebook. All of the information, those phone numbers, the times, the dates. It's all
how much are the plates?
$10.
$10. They really.
And all $10 goes back to the 100%. Organization. They don't take a cut of it.
No, the guy that does the cooking is either compensated by Atzenhofer or he does it for free. Atzenhofer buys all the food.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous event.
We've got the number in the comments. 361-550-5416. So
there you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, Atzenhofer is just a great partner in the community, and we're blessed to have been chosen to help us out.
And take just a second. You and I have had this conversation, and Sheriff Marr and I have had this conversation that we're very blessed to have a boots on the ground patrol veteran as our sheriff. He understands what goes on in the department. Morale is at an all-time high. People love working with Sheriff Marr and for Sheriff Marr. And as a result, he's very difficult to pin down when it comes time to brag a little. but you guys have had some tremendous wins lately. And if you don't mind sharing, in the last 10 days, you intercepted a load of cash going back to somewhere.
Sheriff Marr is a very humble guy, and that's what makes him who he is. As far as our staff at the sheriff's office, we have a fantastic patrol division. We have a fantastic special crimes unit, which is the narcotics unit, and also highway interdiction. Those are the guys that are just out there running up and down the highway, interdicting human smuggling and dope smuggling and money smuggling. And
every day.
That's
right.
their dedicated job. That's what they do. And they are incredibly effective. One of the things that I will brag on with Sheriff Marr and that particular unit, the highway interdiction unit, is the networking. There is a robust network of law enforcement agencies within the interior of Mexico, all over the state of Texas, and really all over the country that are communicating in real time, sharing intelligence. And that's what makes us as effective as we are. And I'm proud to be under that leadership with Sheriff Marr.
Absolutely. And I know that last week you guys had a meeting of the regional, the Texas Sheriff's Regional Alliance, and those numbers are, there's other sheriffs wanting to join the ranks, wanting to grow the network.
Really, it was a well-attended meeting. It was here at the sheriff's office in Victoria. We had sheriffs from Seguin in Guadalupe County, Caldwell County up in Lockhart, all the way down to Karnes County. Sheriff Bailey joined us. This was his first meeting. He's a new sheriff down there.
That's awesome.
So it's growing.
Tuttle make it over?
Matt Tuttle did make it over.
Awesome.
Yeah,
good guy.
He did not bring any jerky with him, though.
No,
he's a great guy, and he'll do well for Refugio.
Yeah, his family owns Tuttle's Meat Market there in Woodsboro, and also in Rockport.
Yeah.
But in Woodsboro, and they're a great family and good folks.
Sheriff Tuttle's a great guy. Fresh eyes, new perspective. I think it'll be great for Refugio.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming by. We will remind people. You can go to the website, and Cody Bauman just put it on there for you.
Thank you.
You in the comments, you can dial the number 550-5416. You can reach out to the chief. But I think the key is the fundraiser is 100% 501c3, 100% of the proceeds, not after expenses. There are no expenses.
Every dollar of the
it's like
10.
a city of New York grocery store. Every dime is going towards this scholarship initiative, and the more positive outreach we can have between law enforcement and the community is something we should all support. So
I just want to take one quick moment and say
Please.
This is something that's near and dear to the sheriff. This is his community, 100%. This is where he was born and raised, and he's been adamant wanting to give back to the community through this reserve program. So we're very thankful and happy that it's happening.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
We appreciate
Thank
you coming by. We're going to take a break, and we'll let you swap with Erica Briggs, and life will be great.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you, Chief. That's Chief Will Franklin, a longtime listener, friend of the program, and you're good to go. We got you all covered up. Just an all-around great guy and a great friend of Sheriff Mars. Thank you, Chief. Went Electrical, Went Services for all your generator needs, for all your home electrical needs, whether it be a turnkey generator, whether it be a new plug in the garage, whether it be a ground fault you've already called them. There you go.
Commander Cody gave him a call
Commander's
this morning.
already gave him a call this morning, had an issue, and he gave him a call. And then you've got Went Services for everything you need, period. And then you've got Atzenhofer and Atzenhofer.com. Atzenhofer can help you find a new car, whether you need a Chevrolet pickup or you need Riker, or you need okay, and then or you need the
Chevrolet, Mitsubishi?
doesn't understand we're doing a live show here.
Mitsubishi. You want a brand new Mitsubishi?
Atzenhofer and Atzenhofer.com. Get in and see Tommy Taylor.
They'll
Tell him
service
Wade
every
Carter
make
sent
and
you.
model as well.
You'll be thrilled with what you get. They're Chestnut Furniture Company. For over 100 years, Chestnut and Love have made your house a home.
You just always do better at Chestnut.
Get by and give them a listen and a talk to. We're going to visit with Erica Briggs about Paravita Wellness and the Vita Cafe.
Dollar Floor Store, 99 cents. They've got your flooring 99 cents right now.
Absolutely. First State Bank and Louise Astros update.
Astros win again, 5-3 last night.
They sure did. The Astros make it look easy, beating up on the hapless Colorado Rockies. I don't even know. Hunter Brown, I didn't see his stat line, but I can share with you that Hunter Brown was on fire. He had 6
2-2 at one
strikeouts
point.
through 3 innings. Had a ball that the machine showed was 100 miles an hour, which would be his fastest fastball of the season. But he also got clocked at 99.8. Astros win 5-3.
Slacker.
Jose Altuve.
Hunter Brown gets the win. He's 9-3. He goes 6, strikes out 8,
He's
walks
got like a
1.
1.87 ERA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
1.82 now. It's dropped.
1.82. This guy's in line to be a Cy Young
Yeah.
winner.
6
Especially if the
hits,
Astros stay on top.
2 earned runs yesterday. He did give up 1 home run, but balls carry at Coors Field in,
No doubt
in
about it.
Denver.
Who hit the home run for? Cooper Hummel. No, who hit the home run for us?
Whitcomb. Shea Whitcomb, his
Shea
very
Whitcomb.
first major league home run
Yeah.
ever in his 51st at bat.
And he's a kid that came up last year, got sent back down. They brought him up this year, and don't worry, that 1 home run's not going to guarantee him a spot.
He crushed that ball, though. That thing would have been out of anywhere. 451 feet.
He did hit
Carried
it
a
hard.
little bit at Coors Field, but he hit it hard. Interestingly enough, they were pointing out on the broadcast yesterday that he has never gone more than 50 at bats without a home run. So yesterday was his 51st major league at bat,
Isn't that
and he
something?
clubbed one.
There you go.
So there you go.
Adam
Impressive.
Schugert sums up Chief Will Franklin's initiative: eat a pig, support a law enforcement officer.
It's kind of ironic,
nice.
isn't it?
So look, we're joined. Cody, you might want to give her a little less headroom. We're joined by Erica Briggs, restaurateur, dietitian,
Well, no, not dietitian, but
semi-sharp dresser. It's one of her favorite ball caps.
well, you
At
should
least
see
you
what I
didn't-
had on earlier.
Dodgers probably.
I did, yes,
Yeah.
actually.
Tell us what's happening. Tell
Okay.
us what's going on. Is this Vita Cafe or Parvita Wellness?
Well, I've got both, sort of, but we'll talk about Vita Cafe first, and then we'll
Please.
get into Parvita. So, I did forget forks and knives. So
That's
you're
okay,
on the
well-
carnivore diet, so you can just eat with your hand.
There we go.
How about that?
That's fine. Or I'll
So
take it
here's
home.
your protein
Oh, look at
bowl.
that.
Look
Look at
at
the
that.
protein bowl.
Yes, and let me
I took
show
the
you.
carbs out, so you've
You
no
did.
carbs.
It's eggs. It's brisket, almost
It's
like
ground. No, actually, that
Oh,
one's ground
ground-
turkey
ground
Oh,
turkey
even better.
and cottage cheese.
and cottage cheese. It
Yeah,
looks
with a little
fan-
turmeric honey,
It looks
turmeric honey drizzle. yogurt
fantastic. I'm
drizzle.
not going to eat that with my hands, but by
No,
the
no.
way, by this time next week there will be forks and knives standard issue
That's okay.
in the studio.
I got halfway here and
I went
realized.
through JP's desk and everything.
Did you? I'm sure- you- just leave
Okay.
all those
You found the-
hundreds
yeah.
in there.
He
So-
found the corkscrews, but no
Oh,
knives.
you know what? I forgot the cinnamon roll, but I know.
I
I know.
I can't
Those
have it.
cinnamon rolls are like big as my
I
head.
guarantee you Dawn's listening and she's
I
like,
know.
way to go, Erica, leave it at home.
I know. But I brought you some decadent biscuits and gravy.
Oh,
Oh,
So it is
that's for you.
probably our
I'll
least
take that.
healthy of the healthiness, but
looks
it is
beautiful.
gluten free.
almost
But
looks like
it is amazing.
Ooh, that
It does
look
it like
good.
you would never know anything.
How do
that's
you
gluten-free.
make gluten-free bread? Like-
Very carefully?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
See, Cody, I just throw out the softballs
If she
and
told you, she'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
hits them out
I
of the
would.
park.
We've been working on the recipe for probably 6 months.
Wow.
And finally, like we've got it down, nailed down 100%. So it is, you'll never know that it's
It's-
not.
yeah,
gluten-
you
that
don't.
it's-
You can
there's no
eat
gluten in
it guilt-free.
Yes.
Now there was something else I saw you brought in.
I
too.
did.
That's got
So this is part of your like carnivore diet.
No doubt.
So this is your candied bacon. So it has a little
show
bit.
that to the
Where
crowd
is
at
it? Oh.
home.
Look, candied bacon.
This
Look at
is
that.
So good.
See that?
So
Wait
we
a second.
serve-
There's 4 hooks and 3 pieces. What
I
happened to the
know.
other one? Riker.
the Cody
Riker?
cake. You want one?
Well,
want
you
one?
know, we had to
Sure,
like
why
get
not?
him some treats this morning.
You know,
He's-
you're kind of like you don't eat on the air, but that doesn't count here. We're in
Yeah, you can-
overtime. Get down, Riker.
yeah, you
That's
can eat that.
phenomenal stuff.
It's
It is so
candied
good.
bacon.
It's
You want a
candied
piece?
bacon. No, I'm good.
Cody.
I'll get one after the show
Yeah.
if there's any left.
No,
So we're
Walter.
serving this for brunch. So brunch we started this last weekend. We're going to continue it. Even though through the holiday weekend we will be open. We'll be closed tomorrow for the 4th, but we will be open for brunch Saturday and Sunday. And we've kind of changed things around a little bit based on this last weekend. So we're going to serve the breakfast menu until 11, from 8 to 11, and then from 11 to 3 we'll serve our regular lunch menu. But then the brunch menu will be available all day from 8 to 3.
Okay.
So we have the candied bacon, we have biscuits and gravy, we have all the bowls, we have wraps. We have a breakfast flatbread. We have shrimp and grits. What else? Lots of different
Shrimp and
interesting
grits
things.
sounds
It's
great.
so good.
You've told me it was.
It's a palentia grits with a Creole sauce,
Oh.
and then the shrimp on top. It's really good.
Wow.
Nice.
You know,
Really,
these,
really
are
good.
these recipes you've developed, or is it something you found somewhere and it's an assemblage of I love that and I can make it better than they do?
Yes, and I've made it healthy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
Nice.
and we've tweaked it and we've like finalized like the recipes, and so it's taken a lot of work to kind of get us to this level, and to get to these recipes that we've got them out. And so
Share with our folks, just off the top of your head, like the first, not the first one, but just the first success story from, say, Para Vida that just comes to mind. That somebody that was hurting or
So
had problems.
we have well, we have a lot of customers that have come to us, and they'll pop in and out, and they'll tell us about different things. I have one customer. I don't think he'll get upset if I use his first name, Ruben. During COVID, he got COVID, super sick, almost passed, just like really, really, really sick. He was on 9 or 10 medications, and he had somebody coming and picking up meals for him. And he comes in every single week. He gets a meal, he gets juices. He's like, if we have meals that are in our 50% off freezer, he is buying the
You gotta
freezer
fight
out.
Lisa Poole for those meals. Lisa
Yeah.
goes in there.
Lisa, you're getting mentioned on Thursday, not Friday.
Right.
Today.
Unbelievable. She'll go in there and karate chop people.
But yeah, and so he's been off. I think he's on one medication. A couple months ago, he said he was on one. So he's been able to get off of all of these medications by eating healthy,
Did he
by
lose a
eating
bunch
clean.
of weight?
No, I mean, he lost some weight. I don't know exactly how many pounds, but it's more so of just the healthiness of
Nice.
getting rid of the processed food, getting rid of the sugars and
The red and yellow dyes.
red and yellow dyes. So it's really like just eating clean and eating our food. And I understand like people get overwhelmed if they have a diagnosis of diabetes or any kind of illness, and the doctor says, hey, you need to change how you eat. Well, people, they don't give
What
you,
do I do, right?
no offense, doctors, but like they don't have the time to say, okay, I'm going to babysit you and I'm going to tell you exactly how to eat. And so they get overwhelmed. So it doesn't work, right?
Right.
It's not sustainable. And so all you have to do really is just come eat my food.
Right.
It's that simple.
It
It's
is that simple.
Like
Yep.
we can customize meal plans. We have people that are on low sodium. So we have one day that's designated for low sodium meals. We have customization. So if you don't like green beans, we can change out your
That's right.
vegetable. If you're on a carnivore diet like you are,
Right.
we can go, okay, here's some beef patties and eggs, that's
And the
there's-
beef patties are phenomenal. And
Thank
you
you.
know what we do at home a lot of times is chop them up and put them in the eggs.
Oh,
Their
yeah, that's- yeah.
meatballs are the meatballs.
Oh, the
Yeah, and
meatballs,
the meatballs are good too. Yeah.
phenomenal. You know, one thing I noticed about the carnivore diet, and I don't know what effect it had on me, except I can admit that since I've been on it now for roughly 4 or 5 months, 3 days and 6 hours.
You're not counting, are you?
Yeah, but I'm not counting my life without spaghetti or garlic toast. But I've noticed that I feel more alert.
Right.
And then I realized the other day I was into it for 4 months before I said, what's funny is I don't eat any processed food. I mean, unless you consider like a steak processed, but I don't eat any gluten. I don't eat any bread, no processed flour.
Right.
And then Dawn said, and now you're still wondering why you feel better.
Right.
said,
Exactly.
We've given up eating good for convenience. We
Yeah.
drive through and get our food out of a bag. And I've
Well,
explained
it's
that it's not any
easy.
more
It's-
expensive to eat with
right.
you.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. I get it. It's easy. Like we're all busy and it's hard to like feed a family and be like, everybody's like wants something different. So how do you
Right.
do that? And I have families that come in and they'll get 6 different meals. And then that way everybody's happy.
Absolutely.
And then you just throw the containers away.
Absolutely. I
So-
want to mention something because I don't want you to go anywhere. We've stayed after the top of the hour because this is fun and it's informative and we're not going to work tomorrow. But I do want to share with you that this Sunday night, there is a free ticket night at the Generals. David Hartman, the AV, is it AV Interiors?
I believe
The-
it is AV
think so,
Interior.
The home theater guy, genius guy, super big friend of the program. He is hosting a night at the Generals game to honor Brother Gary Moses.
Brother Gary night.
It's Brother Gary night.
Oh, wow.
Special
At-
gift for the first 100 people.
Yeah. So, the first 100 folks get a gift, and I won't tell you what it is, but it's a pen. It's gonna be really nice, like a pen. So you should go and get your Brother Gary pen. But this Sunday night Generals game, free tickets. Erica Briggs will be there to talk about
Oh yeah.
your diet needs. You walk up and she'll go, hey, you Chunky, come here. Is that a full lead Coke? Give me that. She'll drink it, But no kidding. Generals night, Sunday night, free ticket night, sponsored by David Hartman to honor our friend, the Brother Man. So just wanted to get that in there today and encourage you folks to go.
I was going to tell you, I had one of your lunches yesterday. I grilled some pork chops last night for supper, but yesterday I just checked my blood sugar. My blood sugar yesterday at lunch, no spike because of your meal.
Awesome. So I did.
And it was the best, Cody, the best lightly braised cardboard he'd ever eaten.
So
no,
I
had the meatballs.
I brought y'all some drinks. So these are from the cafe.
Which one is from me?
Travel. Well,
Neither.
either they didn't travel very well. This was red and white and blue in celebration of tomorrow, 4th of July.
So I can see
the
that.
coffee kind of made it a little.
So it was blue up here,
Yeah.
and then it was
So
kind of
that's
white.
our 4th of July drink.
Nice.
Okay.
And then to be a little foo and girly.
Oh, that's for me.
Yes, that's for you. This is a lavender honey latte.
Oh, that
So
just
don't
sounds
let the-
so gay. That's me. I'm having the lavender honey latte. Now, is this one just carb loaded?
It's a little.
Oh, I can see the blue on the top.
I'll
can
just
taste
taste it.
it.
I'll
Just
taste it.
That's
taste
pretty
it.
good.
You don't have to like go full on. Just have a sip.
That's good. But see, I'm not a coffee drinker, but whoa, that's got some caffeine in it, doesn't it?
It
That's
does a little bit. Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
So
I can see
that's
the lavender.
available at.
Vita now. At Vita Cafe. Yep. So
Now,
we're
do you
creating.
do all the milk stuff and all that there?
I do not,
But
but I
it's
have.
there?
I have girls that do that. Yes.
Fantastic.
That is- I drink my coffee black. Mine is straight Americano, nothing in it. So I'm like kind of simple like that.
There you go.
So, but yep, we.
She's simple like that. Her
She's
beans
simple.
come on a private jet from Guatemala.
Nope,
But
they're all locally roasted. And
Yeah, I
cut
fly
up
and
right
get
here.
them, and
Wow,
yeah,
they're locally roasted, but they still.
They are
show
locally
up from-
roasted from Victoria Coffee Roasters.
that's really cool.
John,
See, there
so
you
yeah.
go.
John's a good guy.
Yeah,
He's really good at getting coffee done.
yeah. So this is a special blend for Vita Cafe.
There you go.
So yeah, so we were doing that. And then talking about like the health, we are soon launching the FSA and HSA approved meals on Paravita.
Oh, so you'll be able to use your spending
Yeah.
cards and
Yeah. So
Oh,
we're
great.
super excited about that. We've got a kind of a small menu right now, but we're looking to expand that. Hopefully launching that by the end of the month. So we're getting all the details together. So we're super excited to be able to offer that to folks. Like if they have diabetes, this is kind of like our first round. They can use their cards and their
Awesome.
funds. So yeah, we're super excited.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Erica, thanks. Appreciate
Well,
it.
don't
Thanks,
go
thanks for
anywhere else.
breakfast this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm going to share this with
Cody
John.
So
better
let
get-
me know if
yeah,
you
Cody
like
better
the,
get his bacon before Riker gets it. He's
I
trying
know
hard.
he is chomping for
trying
the
not
bacon.
to
I know.
run the cameras over again.
Right? Well, he tries so hard. Push up the Bluetooth over there, and I'm just calling. I'm making a quick call here. You're not in a hurry, are you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Good all the time.
Goddamn joke.
Hey,
Don't take that, Cody.
hey, Sheriff. Hey, it's Brent. We're live on the air still at
Hey.
Wade and Carter. Good morning, House Representative.
morning.
How are you, sir? What's going on?
Doing well.
You ready
Well,
for the
it's
4th?
Yeah, absolutely.
You gonna go outside and
The best holiday. So y'all are still on the air at 8:14.
yes, sir. We
We are.
decided to stay late. We were very blessed this morning. Erica Briggs came by from Vita Cafe and Paravita Wellness, and we had Chief Deputy Will Franklin on, and then the Congressman called in the middle of the program, and then little Carter Castaneda was here. So we've been covered up, but we've been very blessed today because we're not going to be on the air tomorrow, and we just decided to do a little overtime. So it's all
Well,
good. Do you you gonna go out in the front yard and
Cloud.
are you gonna go out in the front yard tomorrow and shoot the 45 up in the air a couple times?
Yeah, at least a couple of firecrackers anyway.
There you go. How are things? How are things in your district?
Oh, we're good. We're good. We had quite a few events this week, and heading into the holiday, and obviously this is one of my favorite holidays that there is.
Yes, sir.
And the Independence Days, they says a lot about Texas
Amen.
in that regard, and so.
Yeah, I
looking
think
for
we're a
good
patriotic
time.
bunch. Texas is a
think,
patriotic bunch.
Most 4th of July is pretty hot, but I'm not sure about this. This may be a little wet.
Yeah, I think it may rain for us.
Hope
Yeah.
not.
But well, hey,
Yeah,
everything else is
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely good.
All right.
We're good. We're in good shape, and got quite a few projects going on. Got a good update on the driver license office yesterday from the DPS and Park Public Safety. So I think we're going to be back in business here pretty quick on
Good.
getting your DL renewed here. So
Fantastic.
a couple things. We'll try to come in next week and
Yes, sir.
kind of update things and what's happening with the new special coming about and different things. But we'll update you.
Yeah, we'd love to have you in a
Keep
couple of
speed.
times before you have to go back to Austin. So I know that's happening on the 21st.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate
Well,
you. And
Yep, we'll make that happen.
all
All
right,
right,
we will
great.
call you, sir, and you call us, and have a great one.
Happy Independence
All
Day.
right.
Thank you,
Take
sir. That's
Thank y'all. Happy
Thank
4th.
you.
Adios.
House District 30 State Representative, the Honorable AJ Louderback. So see, just like that, boom, now we're back with Erica. Are you
Yeah.
leaving? You have somewhere to be?
All right. I guess
Okay,
we
well,
all
you can just go because, I mean, it's fine. You can go. It's fine. Bye, Burley one.
Yep. Get your bacon and get,
Get
out
your
of here.
bacon and hit the
Took
road.
the whole
It
thing.
is.
He
Don't
just
take
took
the
the whole
container.
rack
Don't
and
take the
everything.
holder.
Just
I think
unbelievable.
that-
Riker's following him. He'll do
Yeah.
anything.
Rutgers gonna eat half the bacon if he's not.
What
careful.
else is happening? What are you doing for the 4th of July?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I have an empty house, so we'll
Is
figure
it
it
is
out.
it is
Wow.
it impromptu? Just to win a dream date with Erica. Be the first caller. I'll give him the wrong number though. 894-6327. I just gave the wrong number.
Okay,
You're
there you
free. Well,
Yeah, so-
we appreciate our affiliation with you. I know when we first
Absolutely.
started talking like 2 years ago.
Has it
It's-
been 2
I'd say
years?
I think it's
pretty
been more than
close.
that.
Crazy.
I
At
think it's been-
least
I think
two,
it's been
right?
more than that.
But you were like, I don't know if this
I
is
don't
gonna
know
work.
about
I
this.
think it's worked. I think we've done good
No, I
together
think
and
it's been great.
and we really appreciate you sponsoring the program and all you do for us. And
Thanks
And,
for
um,
supporting us. I mean, it's been a
It's
long
been a
run. I've
grind.
been talking about Vita for a long time, and it's finally there. We're finally
just
open.
the working with trying to get the menu the way you found it acceptable. I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of thought went into this. It wasn't like, hey, I'm just going to throw together a restaurant. It's been very,
No,
very well
it's
done.
been. I've been working on it probably 3 years.
Yeah.
And then finally with the construction, we've gone through that rabbit hole. And
You became a general contractor.
I
though.
know, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited, and people are loving it, and just getting more people in. They come in and try it, and
Tell them again. So Saturday and Sunday
Saturday and Sunday, 8 to 3, and then
is
like
the
I said,
brunch menu is available.
the brunch menu is available,
But
we're
everything's available.
But everything will be available.
Okay.
So just like our breakfast menu is available till 11, and then 11 to 3, we'll have the lunch menu and brunch menu. So
That's fantastic.
and it kind of makes sense. It's like if you don't want brunch, but you do, I don't want,
Yeah.
that way you can kind of.
Absolutely.
best of
Everybody
both
can have anything they
The
want.
other thing we have is frozen mimosas and frozen sangrias and swirls and full on wine and champagne and
So you can
mimosa
go in, have a
towers.
healthy meal, and get
Get
loaded.
sauced. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
come on.
Rice.
One will offset the other. Perfect.
It's interesting. It's a well-known Uber stop. So yeah,
It's a what?
a well-known Uber stop.
Yeah.
Lyft. They come and drop
Lyft,
people
yes.
off
It's a
there.
designated pickup spot
Oh,
for
and you know
Lyft
what?
and
We
Uber.
do offer delivery. So we
Really?
deliver. Yeah. So if you go on and order online, you can have it delivered.
All right.
See,
Monday
so you
through
can.
Sunday. Yeah.
People say, and it is a misnomer. Oh, eating healthy is just so expensive. It's
No.
really not.
It's not.
It's not. Not to mention when you buy that loaf of bread for $3, and especially if you're a single person, and
It
you know
gets
a
moldy
week
half-
later you really double the price because you threw away half a
Right.
loaf.
Right. And that's what like kind of get even back with Paravita. That's what people don't understand too. It's like we're doing all the work. You're not wasting food. You're not having to prepare it. You're not having to do dishes.
That's
We're
right.
doing all of that for you.
And some of the portions allow for leftovers. I know that you used to get a soup there that you would eat half of it at lunch and half of it at
Yeah.
dinner.
Well, I'd stop in the mornings usually and get the egg muffins, and
Oh, those
they
are
hold.
so
They're
good.
so good. They're $5, and they hold me over to lunch.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry in the middle of the morning.
There
They're
you go.
awesome.
Yeah.
And they're a great source of fiber.
Protein for sure.
protein.
Oh,
Close.
Protein,
I
yeah.
was
Close.
just thinking about Ash.
Yeah, it's just all that's what you need to be eating. It's just all of those because it has some cottage cheese in it. So it's got extra
Bacon. I get the bacon one.
I'm going to take this home and eat
You
it.
go eat
It's
that.
so good. That's my favorite. Well, the brisket's my favorite. And that one with the pico on
Your
top.
brisket
Oh, yeah.
breakfast tacos are good too.
Yeah, those are good too.
Those are good.
Well,
So
I can't wait to try.
we appreciate you coming in.
thank you
And
for having
we're
me.
now we've given you 20 extra minutes
Thank you.
of free Wade and Carter. No
Yeah,
hidden
like-
tax. It's just like buying groceries in New York.
We'll throw in a few egg bites next week.
There
No
you go.
overhead, no nothing. So we appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope
you,
you have
y'all
a
too.
safe weekend. Be safe on the roads. God bless America. Thank you for tuning into the program. And Ash will be here Monday.
I will be here Monday. Appreciate y'all sticking around.
I
a little
will be
extra.
in Cabo
And,
San Lucas.
happy Independence Day and have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
Amen. Bye,
Bye, folks.
folks.